This show is entirely listener supported. That's you. You're listening. If you want to find out how to get bonus episodes, extra episodes, early content, all kinds of stuff, patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
You've never been a proven murderer. Let's just say that right at the top.
No.
There's no charges brought against the Death Yaris.
There's certainly no audio recordings of me on this very show admitting to murder, and I dare you to find them.
No one has ever
Let me tell you something.
a case.
Jeff.
Yes.
I'm above the law.
Well,
I'm untouchable, Jeff.
Well,
Not that I've done anything wrong.
Right. You haven't, that's the thing. You haven't done anything provably wrong.
Had I done anything wrong,
Right.
I would still be untouchable, but I haven't.
I mean, your hubris is frightening.
But hubris is never anyone's downfall.
Right. If
when was the
literature
last
has
time,
ever taught me anything.
Yeah. When was the last time hubris was someone's downfall?
Well,
Jeff?
I have even better news. Were you not above the law?
Yeah.
There is a place you could go to.
Were I not the Steven Seagal of this podcast?
There's a physical place you could go to become above the law.
Okay.
That was me kind of transposing two things. It's because I am the law.
Right.
Judge Dredd, Stallone.
With
above the law.
With above the law, which is
Seagal.
Which was Seagal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It just happened. It just sort of
okay.
happened. I went
cool.
with it.
Well, I'm glad we spent a lot of time explaining it.
This is a story sent to us by Adam Womack, who sent
Adam
this.
Womack. I'm going to say Womack's 2 away from a nickname.
Womack. Wow, look at you.
Womack is 2 away from a nickname. Although Womack's a great name. I don't know why you would
don't even need a nickname.
I don't know why you'd want to be called anything but Womack. Go on.
Womack sent this to wehaveconcernshow@gmail.com.
Great place to send stories.
As can you.
Yeah.
This is a story about a place in these here United States where you can commit murder and there's nothing anybody can do about it.
That's every place.
No. Maybe for you, Anthony. Unproven.
Once again, I've never done anything wrong that anybody can prove.
This is ironclad.
Yeah.
This is constitutional, is what this is. Do you want to take a wild guess?
Is this Purge Country?
You want to take a wild
guess? Are we talking
guess?
about Purge Country?
No.
Hey, kids. Hey, kids, guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what, everybody? We're going on vacation.
Woohoo! I love you, Dad.
Yeah, I love you, too. 3 guesses where we're going.
Is it Disneyland?
No, it's not Disney. It's better.
Oh, it's Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii would be nice, but what would be even nicer than Hawaii, Charlotte?
The Grand Canyon?
Woo! No, Charlotte. The Grand Canyon is empirically worse than Hawaii.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm such a fool.
That's okay, Charlotte. You're young. Here's where we're going, kids. Purge Country!
What is that?
Purge Country is a magical land where there are no laws. And we can do whatever we want.
Oh,
all crime is legal.
Like eat candy for dinner?
Yes, like eat candy for dinner.
Oh.
Or eat people who eat candy for dinner.
People?
Yeah! Charlotte.
Yeah, Dad?
Step out of your little box. I know things are hard for you.
But it's called my dollhouse.
I don't know how you got stuck in there again.
It's dark in here.
I'm sure it is, Charlotte. I'm sure it is. I know you're not the brightest child in the world. I love you anyway.
It feels like the Grand Canyon.
It doesn't know the Grand Canyon's big, Charlotte.
Oh.
The dollhouse is small.
You're right.
Imagine you can do anything you want, Charlotte.
Yeah?
Anything.
Like eat candy for dinner?
Charlotte, move past that. Think bigger.
Okay.
You're thinking dollhouse big. I need you to think Grand Canyon big, Charlotte.
Oh, Grand Canyon big. What if I could fly?
You can't. The laws of physics aren't legal laws.
Well, we can
Get in
break
the car,
all the laws,
Charlotte.
Dad.
Get in the car.
You said we could break all the laws.
Yes, yeah, and you're right. And I'm going to take you to a place where you can fly, Charlotte. Get in the car.
I love you, Dad. Are you coming?
I will tolerate you for a little while longer,
Are you
Charlotte.
coming? Are you coming with us, Dad?
Oh, I'm coming.
Oh, I love you, Dad.
Yeah, we'll see.
Grand Canyon, here I come
No,
to fly
no,
over
Charlotte, no.
This actually is Yellowstone National Park.
Wait.
You can murder someone in Yellowstone National Park.
Where the geysers are? You can shove someone in a geyser?
The Yellowstone Murder Zone.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to push somebody into a geyser.
Have you really?
Have you ever thought about what would happen if you pushed somebody into a geyser?
Didn't that guy just literally walk into one recently?
It burned him alive.
Yeah, he like melted.
Yeah, because geysers are hot,
You
Jeff.
don't even have to push him. They just do it on their own.
I wish I could have been there to see that, Jeff.
Oh, I don't think that would be delightful at all.
Why?
It sounds terrible.
Would you listen? You ever see somebody? Well, you ever see somebody like fall onto the subway tracks or anything?
No.
You ever see anything like that?
No, I don't click on those links.
Aren't you curious about what it would be like, though?
No. I mean, mildly, but
Yeah.
just in the abstract.
Yeah,
not
in the abstract.
Like, I want to actually
but like
see
maybe in the actual too.
it.
Maybe in the real, in the concrete.
You have a darker inner world than I do.
If you
Anthony.
like, don't you just want to know? What would it look like?
It would be bad.
What would it look like?
It would be real bad.
What
And
would
I'd
happen?
I would. You know what would happen? I wouldn't be able to sleep ever again.
Oh, you'd sleep again
Oh,
under that canopy of stars
in Yellowstone.
in Yellowstone National
You're
Park.
right. That does sound peaceful.
Doesn't
and
it
it'll be so
lovely?
much quieter after the screams die out.
Yeah, I mean, they would echo around for a long time. A long time. But once they were gone, you'd rest easy under the starlight, knowing that you know what it's like to watch a man be boiled by water instantly.
Oh God, sounds terrifying.
Sounds wonderful. So why can you kill people in Yellowstone?
Well, we have something in our Constitution. The Sixth Amendment says
That's the guns one.
no.
They're all the guns one,
no,
right?
That's not the guns one.
Numbers 1 through 11 are the guns ones.
Well, you might think that, but it's not
Guns.
true.
All right.
This is called the vicinage clause. It's the clause that requires criminal cases to be tried by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed.
The only people in Yellowstone are raccoons and thieving picnic basket bears.
That's right. There are no residents.
There are no
in
peers.
in a 50-mile radius.
There are no peers.
No peers. So guess what? You can't convict me of murder or any crime because you can't cobble together a jury of my peers.
We'll never see that geyser brought to justice.
The geyser can get away with anything.
That geyser could kill as many more people as it wants to.
Well, here's you kind of stumbled upon the catch here.
So jury of your peers, I mean, they bring you somewhere, whatever law enforcement agency has jurisdiction in the place where you committed the crime, you are tried within that jurisdiction.
Right.
So what you're telling me is, in all of those vast, beautiful expanses, in Teddy Roosevelt's grand experiment,
Right.
there aren't any people close enough for there to be a jurisdiction.
Exactly. There aren't residents in that area. There's a 50-mile swath that you can't cobble together a jury.
Lawlessness. I could go to Yellowstone right now and do whatever the fuck I wanted.
That's why that bear is stealing all those picnic baskets all the time. It's because he knows he can get away with whatever he wants. Picnic baskets is a slippery slope to murder.
You could make, if you made meth in Yellowstone
Right.
and used it in Yellowstone and left it in Yellowstone before you left Yellowstone, you could do as much meth as you wanted.
Here's the problem. Here's the catch.
There is no catch.
The catch is
We found the loophole.
literally the entire crime has to be conceived and accomplished in Yellowstone. So, in your meth analogy,
I would have to find the pseudoephedrine.
Yes.
You
can't buy it at a store and bring it to Yellowstone.
But what if a bunch of people, let's say a bunch of people, random people, strangers on a train, if you will,
Yes.
each came into Yellowstone with one of the ingredients for meth, not knowing it was a meth ingredient,
Right.
and just happened to meet all the rest of these people in Yellowstone, and we're just looking at everything we have in our cupboards here because we were going to make s'mores together. We made friends here in the park.
Right.
And I just happened to notice in each and every one of our RVs is a single ingredient for crystal meth.
Right. I think still they could probably prosecute you because all of those came from outside the area.
Yeah. But like, we
You'd
didn't
have to
conceive
literally-
of the crime until we got there.
That's true, but the articles that...
Quid pro quo, Jeff.
That's not what that means.
Pro bono, Jeff.
That's also not anything related to what we're talking about.
caveat emptor, Jeff.
Well, now you're getting a little closer.
In excelsis Deo, Jeff.
Seize the day? Yeah, no, you literally would have to mine all of the ingredients from trees in Yellowstone somehow.
Like Minecraft, but for drugs.
Yes, drug craft.
Oh, that's good. Hey, so let me ask you this, Jeff.
Spontaneous murder with a branch.
Mm-hmm.
Spontaneous branch stabbing.
But
or rock pummeling.
Sure. The rock pummeling is spontaneous, Jeff. Mm-hmm. But how can they prove that the crime was not premeditated outside of the park?
Yeah.
Like if you came, like let's say I put you in the car with me and we went to Yellowstone and I bludgeoned you to death with a large stone and then pushed you into a geyser.
Yeah.
Well, I bludgeoned you, but you weren't dead until I pushed you into the geyser because I think the geyser has to kill you for me to get off. I think that's my kink. I don't think I can push a dead body into the geyser.
Yeah.
So let's say I beat you half to death and then I push you into the geyser so I can finish.
Okay.
If I knew you beforehand, we went to Yellowstone together, and I planned your murder before, like, could they prove that I took you to Yellowstone in order to kill you?
That would be the prosecuting attorney's charge, is to prove that you planned this. It wasn't a spontaneous crime of passion within the confines of the murder zone. That would be the jury's charge.
This is an interesting logic puzzle for the truly evil. I really enjoy this.
Really,
this is like
that could be the title of our show. An interesting logic puzzle for the truly evil.
You know when you sit down at a Friendly's or a Cracker Barrel and they have the little peg puzzles on the table?
Yeah. It's like that.
It's like that.
Because you're kind of stabbing the peg puzzle.
You have to figure out you sat down at the table, you didn't know what puzzle you were going to get.
No.
And you have to solve that puzzle.
Right.
And especially like on the interstate, like maybe you don't have internet.
Right.
So you can't even look up a shortcut to the puzzle.
Right.
So this is kind of like that, wherein you can do whatever you want there.
Right. As long as you didn't think about it beforehand.
You could set up like a murder colony. Like it could be like a...
If we
chose to live in Yellowstone.
The problem, though, is you can't have that colony too big or else now you've got a jury of your peers.
Oh, but we're unincorporated land and we still don't have a law enforcement agency.
That's true, but I think as long as you can bring together enough individuals to constitute a jury, but they
have to be residents.
If it's a murder colony, they'd never convict us.
Yeah,
they're on our side.
They're on our side.
Yeah,
they'd be like, "We need you to come serve," and then they'd be like, "Fuck you," and then they'd stab him in the eye.
Yeah.
If we really wanted to set up in Yellowstone, we could. I'm just saying, we could.
Yeah.
They don't have Wi-Fi.
Do they not?
I don't think so.
Nah.
Could we get a sat phone? How much are sat phones?
I don't know. Does a sat phone work to get me my sweet internets?
I think.
Or does it just make phone calls? I don't know.
This is rich people shit.
We really have to do a lot more research to have murder, but then now we've premeditated.
Yeah. That's the trick.
It's such a catch-22.
It's really like a Zen koan. Like, what is the sound of one murderer clapping?
Can I say this, though? In this article, the law professor that they interviewed to get this,
who was wearing bear pelts and living out of a cave at the time.
He not only says that it would be very difficult and brings up all these problems we've been discussing, he then finishes his statements by saying, but I'm never going to go there because it's too possible. So, yeah, there's a lot of impediments to making this happen smoothly, but he's not willing to risk it.
This dude is afraid to set foot in a national park.
Yeah. Because it's a free-for-all murder zone. It's purge country.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I actually, knowing that, if I went to a national park now and I ran across somebody like a stranger on a hiking trail...
You just killed him
and I wasn't the one that pushed him, like if I was still bound by the rules of civilization, like say I just got to the park like that day.
Yeah.
I hadn't gone full Lord of the Flies yet.
Uh-huh.
I would be a little frightened every time I passed a stranger because I would know that they could literally do anything to me without repercussion.
Right. Well, in most situations like that, they could probably do something to you and then just disappear into the woods.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, even if I survived and like we had like a sketch, a court sketch, or a police sketch of that person. We had a description. We could search for them.
Yeah.
They have a list of people who go in and out of the park.
Right.
They still would be like, well, we found him. And he said, fuck off.
Yeah. He said, try to get me, suckers.
He said, nope.
Yeah.
He said, nope, not getting in the car with you, idiot.
And then he walked into his tent and zipped it up. Nothing we could do. He zipped it up.
He zipped it up. He zipped up his tent. We don't have a warrant to go in that tent.
No.
Those don't exist.
He's got the fly netting thing.
Yeah.
It's 2 layers. What that is.
According to the registry, he came in with a wife and a little girl and a dollhouse.
All they heard was the sound of giggling high in the skies.
Fly, Charlotte, fly.
I love
He
the
said.
Grand Canyon, Dad.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This reminds me of way, way back in the day. I read an article in Maxim magazine, which pegs me at about 18 years old.
Uh-huh. You were reading it for the articles.
Yeah, for the articles.
Of course.
Yeah.
For the murder instructions.
Why didn't, do you remember there was a period of time where, dudes had, Maxims on their coffee tables?
No, it was worse when it was, in the bathroom on top of the toilet.
Yeah.
That's where the Maxims always hung out.
It was always just oh, it's fine. We just read Maxim. It's cool. We're classy.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Do they still
what
make
was that?
Maxim? I guess they do.
I hope not. But there was an article in Maxim about two guys who went to Death Valley, camping in Death Valley. And
that has death right in the title.
Yeah, don't go there.
Right.
And one of them died in Death Valley, and they think it was a murder, but there was nothing they could do to the dude because there were no witnesses, there was no real evidence, and also I think Death Valley is another one of these places where if you're far enough into the desert,
ain't nobody around.
Ain't nobody around, and
no jury.
There's nothing you can do, and it wasn't
No
premeditated
peers.
because it was he said look, we went out there, we got lost, we started running out of water, and this dude died.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Crazy.
we think you killed him because we found a bunch of evidence. And he's like, well, I think I didn't. So,
Bye.
bye.
Wow.
This is why I don't like being in quiet, empty places, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's lawless out there.
It is. You want to be in loud places like, I don't know, an erupting geyser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Nothing bad can happen there.
Nothing bad happens in large cities.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yes. Just get lost in the city. Just go down a dark alleyway where nothing bad can happen.
Maybe you see a movie with your parents.
Yeah.
And after you see a movie with your parents, you take a shortcut down a dark alley.
You're dressed nice.
Even though your parents are revered for their brilliance,
Yeah.
they decide, let's go down a dark alley. What's the alley's name? Who knows?
Who cares?
Let's say, hypothetically, it's Park Row.
Okay.
It's Park Row.
Yeah.
That's the official name for the alley.
I like it.
Yeah. That's not what people call the alley.
No, of course not.
But it's a shortcut, and
Yeah.
it's a dark alley shortcut.
Right. Well,
and even though your
get to the
parents
car
are
faster.
Yeah, you get to the car faster, or depending on when this story takes place, maybe your parents don't have a car.
Oh.
I don't know.
They have a driver?
Yeah, maybe they have a driver.
Some sort of
I don't
butler
know.
that they've been using since you were really a young
Yeah,
baby?
maybe. Who knows? Anyway, so you go down this alley because it's a shortcut. In a city, what's going to happen to you? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing that you would need to dedicate your life to vengeance for.
No.
God, no.
There's nothing bad happening in that city all the time that you would need to somehow dedicate your life to prevent it.
No. Cities are fine. They're always
Yes.
fine. It's the country
The
you
damn
got to worry about.
National parks
It's
is
national
the
park.
problem.
Shut down the national parks
That's why
because they're murder factories.
Right. That's why we need some sort of park man to defend the parks.
Yes.
He dresses up like some sort of eagle. And
It's just a man who wears a dollhouse over his torso. He's been out there for a while.
yeah,
We don't know whether he's stopping the crimes or committing them.
but he's out there.
He's out there. And whether that comforts you or scares you, you're right.
Thank you, park man.
What do you guys think about this? Is this gonna sideline any camping trips you had planned? Does this make you think twice about the majesty of nature?
Yeah.
Does it make you want to murder?
Oh, I hope it doesn't make you want to murder. But if it did, at least we gave you some solid recommendations of a nice vacation spot.
Anyway, we're having a fan meetup in Yellowstone National Park at midnight
Yeah.
by the geyser. Meet me there. Come alone. It's a fan meetup. Come alone.
If you're the biggest fan, be there at midnight.
Let us know how this story makes you feel either on Twitter, where I am A. Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
You can hashtag those dollhouse. I think Joss Whedon's done using it.
Yeah.
And, or you can discuss this story with fellow concerned citizens on our subreddit. That's wehaveconcerns.reddit.com.